some sort of a Red Sox celebration over the Roman Anthony deal. Maybe
good for the Sox on that one, huh?
Maybe Leah Anthony coughed up a couple $1 million for fireworks to celebrate her brother.
Yeah, right.
It's worth it.
What a day yesterday. So you got your New England Patriots head coach getting into scuffles at training camp, and the Red Sox pulled the trigger on a 10-year deal with Roman Anthony, and that gives us a lot to talk about this morning on this show. But good news for Red Sox fans, I think.
And at a bargain.
Yeah. I mean, the argument would be you could have kept him at a bargain before you had to do this deal now. But I love the fact that they did it now.
And you look at Craig Breslow sitting next to him during the presser yesterday, and he is looking happy. Like Craig Breslow's looking around like, all right, all of you guys, we've been winning. Yes, they didn't win last night, but overall they've been performing well.
Right.
Now we locked up this guy for 10 years. He's the future of our franchise. Like everybody should, the boos are getting quieter for Craig Breslow.
Yeah, it's good. And then
they spent the money.
Yeah, and you're able to get him at
they didn't really spend the money.
Get him at a good. It was 8 years, 130.
130. It could top out at 230.
Yeah, and so you get him at a point where it's like, okay, he's young. He clearly looks like he has talent. You're able to maybe get ahead of that giant contract for a few years, and it shows that a guy who is a young up and coming star from your organization is able to get a deal and be here and say, okay, so now when his next contract comes rolling around, it might be a little bit easier to say, hey, we can sign this guy because he's like, you guys took care of me on the first go-around.
Yeah, he could have reached free agency following the 2030 year had they not consummated this deal. So
that's 5 years,
So, I mean, you got a couple extra years at the end. It's great. I'm happy. They should sign him. They should keep players that are great, but it's not. This falls in line with how they've been running their company. It's not a new pivot to spending more money. This is what is going to be supported and endorsed in the new CBA. That is keeping your own homegrown guys.
But Curtis, you can't deny that they made the Devers trade and got rid of that money on the payroll and turned around. Maybe it was their intention all along to take some of that money and invest it in Roman Anthony.
Well, that's $5 million they invested this year.
Well, this year, yeah. But going forward, I mean, when you get toward the end of the deal, he's making $15 million a year. So
right. It's just smart
that's
for
half
them.
of what Devers is making.
Your guess is they're not going to invest in anybody else over the next 10 years? I mean, that's a ridiculous statement.
So this season they saved $20 million.
Correct.
They're still up $15
I think 15
million.
is more likely, but yes, right.
So they're still up $15 million this year. They bought out free agency years. They have a bargain at the end of the deal, which is great. And they have the certainty of keeping him as a Red Sox when he enters free agency for the first couple of years. But
they got rid of a guy who was think forward in the clubhouse, and the team improved by doing so. So.
That's a different conversation. We're talking about allocating resources.
No, it's not a different conversation because it's a part of the whole thing when it comes to the way in which you're managing your ball club.
No, you began this by saying that they're not reinvesting their money. Did you actually think they would not reinvest their money? And I'm
saying in the future, yes.
This is exactly how they've been doing business, which is great, but it's not a new way of investing. This isn't signing a guy to a 10-year, $250 million deal. This is someone that is not yet going to be in free agency for 5 full seasons.
Well, in the offseason, they signed a guy to a 1-year, $40 million deal.
Right.
Yeah. So,
short-term, not long-term. That's the way that they're going to try and do things in the new CBA.
But long-term, before the season as well, Garrett Crochet, they got an extension too.
Yeah.
Done
a
too.
guy that was yet to reach his free agent years. That's very similar to this. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart on their part, but I think what they're doing is smart in baseball. We had, was it Heidi Watney on? And she was talking about who was she talking about? The player, I forget who she was talking about, who was hamstringing one of the organizations because they spent a ton of money on him. I mean, so I think this is the way baseball wants to move as far as all owners. They want to get out of those 10-year. Look at Mookie Betts struggling this year. These teams want to get out of the 10 years. 3, 4, 5, 600 million. The Mets are invested into Juan Soto for 700 million.
Yeah.
Let's say he performs at a decent level, at a good level, the Juan Soto level, for 5 years. then you're still on the hook for another 5 years at, whatever that amount of money is. If the guy's struggling, it doesn't make sense. It's not a good business model to do that.
It's smart business on their part when you have a guy like Roman Anthony and you suspect that he's going to be legit and going to be legit for a while, but you're not 100% certain. So meet in the middle on it. And Curtis, I was like you. I was wondering, are they going to turn around and are they going to spend some of this money that they're saving on Devers on improving the ball club, and not only improving it this season, but improving it for the future? And I don't think you can sit here and say that they did not.
And what did everybody complain about? What is the biggest complaint?
Hold on, what you at?
What's the biggest complaint about the Red Sox? They always let homegrown talent walk away. They let them get away. They did it with Xander Bogaerts. They did it with this one. So what they're doing, they did it with Christian Campbell. They did it with Ceddanne Rafaela. Now they're doing it with Roman Anthony. If Meyer probably stayed healthy and didn't get hurt, he might have been next in line, or maybe he is next in line next year or the following year. So they're doing what everybody wanted them to do, which is make sure you lock up homegrown talent.
Well, they had Mookie Betts for 6 years. They'll have Roman Anthony for 7 or 8.
It's an 8-year deal.
It's 8.
So there's still every possibility that when Roman Anthony's 30, he signs with another team like Mookie Betts did.
Right, but at least you put him in a position. If you look at, you put him in a position where you did and I don't think they gave Mookie Betts an 8-year, $130 million deal. I think they
so you'll get an extra 2 years of Roman Anthony before he hits free agency.
I think they treated him similar to how they're treating Jarren Duran. Right, look at Jarren Duran. He's making what, $3.5 million, almost $4 million. So it's like year in and year out. Where if you're Roman Anthony, you got that $130 million contract as of right now as a 21-year-old from an organization. When you go, all right, maybe now when free agency comes, we can have a better conversation versus just dragging me out year in and year out and year in and year out like maybe Mookie Betts.
Well, I like it, and you can